Now, Sarah Manier.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Minier, and I'm running for Congress. I'm originally from Tucker County, but I have since moved to Monongalia County in the Cheat Lake area. I am a widow. I've been a widow. It'll be 12 years in March. First, I want to thank the North Central West Virginia Tea Party for inviting me here this afternoon, and I'd like to welcome all the other candidates that are here today, too. Second, I want to thank all of you for coming and engaging in the political process. There has been an awakening among conservative activists over the last year, and I join you in your concern, share your passion, and stand with you in demanding a new direction. Our legislative process is broken. From out-of-control spending to an increasing national debt to an attempt by liberals in Washington to take over our nation's health care. These are definitely misplaced priorities. And Alan Mollahan is part of the problem. He's been in Congress for 28 years, 5 presidents, 6 speakers, and a legacy of debt. There is a crowded field of candidates who share your passion to retire him and try to start putting our country back on the right course. I bring to this race a diverse background in business, community service, public service, and my background brings a lot of experience. I will tell you, I don't have all the answers, but I know how to find them. With the 2010 election cycle, it is my fervent hope that we will have a bipartisan Congress so that we can all work together to solve the problem, not create them.
Time. Now, Tom Stark.
Good afternoon. I certainly appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today and hope that you walk away from here with a much better view of what we're all about and are able to better choose who you're going to vote for in May. As I said, my name is Tom Stark. I grew up in Baltimore, spent 4 years in the Air Force when I left home at 17. Did the last year of that in Vietnam and Thailand, served during that period of conflict. So I certainly understand and appreciate the service of our veterans today and understand what they went through. I have been a Tea Party activist since the beginning of the first rallies in April. Actually, I started attending meetings in about February or March. I certainly support the things that they are concerned about, the level of debt, the level of spending, and the level of control that the federal government's trying to place on us is way beyond what anyone probably ever anticipated this country reaching the point of. In the process of getting here today, I've spent many years working in private industry and in public service for the Orange County government in Florida. I have a bachelor's degree and most of my master's program completed. I served 15 years with the Orange County government in 2 capacities. One as Director of Security for a large convention center in Orlando, where I supervised workforces of as high as 300 people at any given moment. Excuse me. Following that, I spent 5 years in direct proximity to the Board of County Commissioners and observing how government works in the good sense and also observing a lot of things about the government in a bad sense. I hope you will pay particular attention today to the specifics of what people are proposing to do when they get to Washington, because that is what's going to make the difference in turning this thing around.
Time. And Mac Warner.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Ryan. Thank the organizers of the event today. It's a great honor to be here. There's a part of the Declaration of Independence that most people are familiar with. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it's the next part that gets interesting, folks. It's the part that says that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Isn't that a wonderful concept? That the government works for the people, not the other way around? That's where we need to be. Then it even gets better, all right? That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. We're about to alter things, folks. Come November, we're going to alter it. So why is Mac Warner up here citing the Declaration of Independence? Because when you think of Mac Warner, the introduction, when you think of Mac Warner, I want you thinking the Declaration of Independence. I want you thinking the Constitution. I want you thinking the Bible, because that's where I derive my guidance from, okay? I've been trained in the Constitution, a constitutional, an international law master's degree, a JD from West Virginia University. I've put my right hand up and sworn on the plane at West Point to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And for 23 years, I served in the active duty Army in a military career, protecting and defending. And today, my children are doing the same thing. My son is on the front lines in Afghanistan as a combat engineer, protecting and defending the Constitution of the United States. My daughter is a sophomore at West Point, supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States. So, when you think Mac Warner, if you want the introduction as to who I am, that's all you need to do is think back to the basic documents that made this country who we are, why we're the greatest nation on the face of the earth, and that's where I'm going to turn to get my guidance when it comes time to legislate for you and to represent this district. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now that we've heard a little from each of the candidates, we're going to move into the next part of this forum, and I'm going to ask my husband to come up. He's going to ask moderated questions.
Thank you, Laura. I have to say that you are definitely the most beautiful woman that has ever introduced me. For the second phase, I'm going to sit down in a second, but I want to talk to you guys first just so you'll know how this all works. I'm going to read the question, and we're going to rotate who gets to answer it first, so it's kind of, equally fair to everybody. So since Cindy Hall got to give her speech first, we're going to start with Patricia Levinson for the first question, and then David McKinley will answer right after her, and so forth down the line. And then once everybody's answered that question, the next one will start with David McKinley, and so forth. So without any further ado, okay, this first question for the panel starts with Patricia Levinson. And the question is, what is your exit strategy to pay off the national debt?
Well, it's pretty basic, the way our federal government... Can you all hear me? Is this working? Okay, now it's working, okay. It's pretty basic. The way our government gets revenue is by jobs. And it all comes down to that. Job creation is a function of the free market system, not the government. The free market system is not possible without individual freedom, and individual freedom is not possible without free market. What Washington should do is provide a balanced budget within our means, certainty of tax laws and regulation, enforcement of exiting consumer protection laws.
Time.
Okay. Good. Read it on my website. Got the answer.